was a bit of a preemptive fade there, and excuse me. That was uncalled for. We've been listening to a Decca stereo sampler album from 1968. A very good year for me, 1968. Anyhow, this is vk3sl. Welcome to the afternoon program. Back again, weekend missions, and just sort of getting organised here. It's so cold outside. In fact, I have not even been in this booth all week. I've kept out of the space. It's too cluttered, and I've had all this work to do, so I've set up in the caravan, and I've just come back in here, and I honestly can't remember exactly how to do things. So we'll sort of work in the best way we can with just this crazy amount of mess. So slowly but surely, we'll wind up grabbing my phone and make sense of things. Anyhow, that's from a Decca stereo sample. We might have a couple of extra tracks from that later on. It looks like there's some interesting selections here, including the Scriabin's Poem of Ecstasy, a work that I really like. Maybe we'll feature it tonight. Just excerpts. There's another one of Brahms' Piano Concerto No. 2 with a young Ashkenazi who's still going strong. Oh, all manner of things. The music of Haydn, Mahler. On the other side, we've got the Moody Blues. Oh, look, we'll feature a few of these, I think, over the course. Well, what we will do is start off, as always, with a recording from the 1920s. This is a record featuring the music of Bernie Kruger. Mr. Kruger was a saxophone player who made a number of sort of upbeat recordings with his band in the early 20s in particular. You sort of see him on the early Brunswicks. So here we have him with a track called Ray and His Little Chevrolet. vk3sl. Kruger and the band from 1924 on a Brunswick 78, and we're sampling 78s here live to air, and this is VK3SL. test missions on 160 and UHF, and also streaming online. So if you would like to listen online, you are very welcome to be entertained. Alrighty, we're slowly getting sorted here, and there's been a few interesting things pop up online over the last few days, and one of them is a recording of Ben Burney. We just heard Bernie Kruger, but this record is Ben Burney and his orchestra, and similar, a little bit later actually, about 1928 thereabouts, and one of my fave songs from the 1920s. Very laid-back version of Living in the Sunlight, Lovin' in the Moonlight. vk3sl.
Loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Haven't got a lot, I don't need a lot, coffee's only a dime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Just take it from me, I'm just as free as any dog. I do what I like, just when I like, and how I love it. I don't give a hoot if my care's the boot, all the world is in rhyme. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Orchestra from 1930. It's from a production called The Big Pond, famous Lasky production.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Frank. How are you?
Very well.
Keeping warm, I hope. Rugged up, are you?
All this changeable weather.
I tell you what, it's just like a fridge in here. I haven't got the heater going, but yeah, what a situation. Because I have to teach now with the doors and windows open. We're not allowed to keep them closed because
no matter how cold it is.
No matter how cold it is, and it doesn't matter what's happening around you, and it's just this cacophony. How anyone can concentrate, I don't know. It's just it's a bizarre state of affairs. It's like some dystopian.
The fresh air.
Yeah, that's right. Fresh air. It's like some dystopian comedy act. It's bizarre. Anyhow, yeah, we all try and do. Everyone's sort of, rolling their eyes, but we're getting there. It's all happening. Yeah, and I haven't been back. I think you might have heard me before, but this room has been sort of closed off since last Sunday. And I've been doing all my work in the caravan. I moved into there because I just got sick of the clutter in this room. So, found another space to inhabit.
Well, that's good. Well, it'd be easy to warm that up anyway.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it's just, I don't know, my mind needs to be a bit freer from all of this stuff. And I've been teaching in here and working in here and missioning in here for so many months, years. And it's I needed a change of pace. But anyhow, it's all coming together. Now, I'm looking forward to tonight. Well, we can find some things. I was thinking that maybe do you want to pick about 5 desert island faves, and I'll do the same, and then we'll just fill the gap with a bit of Chinese music, because I've been doing a module at work on Chinese music, and there's some really interesting stuff out there.
All right.
So just profiling some of the Chinese instruments maybe, and here's some examples could be good for that.
That's terrific. Now, do you want sort of totally from the heart desert island or sort of listener oriented?
Well, that's a good question. I think whatever's the desert island of the moment for you, Frank.
All right.
And I'll pick a few.
There is a distinct difference.
Yeah, look, whatever sort of you feel inclined towards, and I'll just pick something out of the hat that inspires me this week, and we'll roll with that.
Sounds good.
I think it's a nice, easy way forward. So and everything okay in your neck of the woods?
Look, everything's good. I've had a couple of lunches out, pleasant lunches.
Ah, very good.
And U3A yesterday and today.
Okay, back in person or still online?
In person.
Oh, very good. Oh, that'd be nice.
I'm getting to know people again.
Oh, right. This strange business, isn't it?
Well, quite nice, really.
Yeah, well, that is good. And did you have your jazz U3A today?
Yes, we did, yeah.
Okay, and...
it was a bring your own day today.
Oh, right. Did you...
away.
Okay.
He's in sale at the moment at the... There's an exhibition to do with the Archibald Prize.
Oh, okay. Right.
And he's going up through the mountains up to Corryong.
Right. Oh, good on him.
Weather permitting, I think. So he's in his caravan.
Oh, right. Yes, he might be experiencing some pretty extreme conditions.
He had a tree fall on it during the big storm, and it left a 12-inch gap in the roof.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So he's patched that up, so this weather will test the patches.
Yes, it certainly will. Oh, that's a bit of high drama for poor Leighton.
Yeah, I think he's all right.
Yeah, gosh, lucky he wasn't in it.
No, he's lucky, mate, exactly right.
Yes, I'll never forget going back in the 70s. My family my parents took us on a trip around Tasmania in one of those vans. Those vans with sort of like a truck on with a caravan sort of. And it has like a sleeping thing above the cabin, and
yes, I know what you mean.
They're very compact. Anyhow, my father, in his wisdom, drove in to get the petrol and forgot about the height of the vehicle and skimmed the top. And then we thought it was okay. We sort of bent it back down. Then it rained that night really heavily, and we all got flooded out.
Yeah, nothing worse.
Yeah, it was terrible. Anyhow, I don't forget.
I went camping with my parents and other family people down to, where was it? It was on Phillip Island at Cowes.
Yes.
In the caravan, and we got this huge windstorm, and we had an annex onto the caravan, and that got totally wrecked.
Oh, no.
Had to come home.
Oh, not good. Oh, that's a bit of drama. Yeah.
Very good indeed.
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you what else I might like to sample a bit of is this record I've got here in my hand. It's this Decca stereo sampler album. We won't be able to listen in stereo, but there's some really interesting selections on it, and we might play a couple tonight as well. Yeah, some good classical samples. This is The Sampler from 1968. So there's a big blurb here about the latest audio fairs and festivals and how this record was the record used to sample all the big hi-fi systems.
No, I'm just going to have to go off the air because I've got a visit from a neighbour who's doing some stuff for me.
Okay.
I'll be off for, I don't know how, maybe half an hour.
That's all fine. No worries at all. Okay, good to catch up. No problems at all, Frank.
I'll be back.
Yep, sure. All right. Well, we've been listening to the music of different Bernies. We just heard Ben Burney and his orchestra, but here we have Bernie Cummins and the same song, Living in the Sun. I like this song. I remember hearing it at 3CR when I was a kid, and it's always stuck with me. And this is the version I first heard, a slightly more upbeat version from 1930, vk3sl. Yes, I think that record gets Desert Island status in my estimation, and it was Bernie Cummins and his band with the same track as we've listened to twice already, Living in the Sunlight from 1930. And I can grace the airwaves with one more version. Yeah, there's another one. There's a famous one that Bingle made for this. Bing Crosby, in that same year, made his take on it with Paul Whiteman's famous band, sans Bix. Unfortunately, Bix was in a bad way in 1929, 1930, and he was still on their payroll, but he couldn't perform anymore. But the band still went on, and here is a take of Living in the Sunlight with Mr. C, a young 20-something Mr. Crosby. vk3sl, testing.
bother you, they never bother me. I think everything's fine. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Haven't got a lot, I don't need a lot, coffee's only a dime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Just take it from me, I'm just as free as any dove. I do what I like, just when I like, and how I love it. I don't give a hoot, give my cares the boot, all the world is in rhyme. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Classic Whiteman arrangement from 1930, the year that the King of Jazz came out. I think Bill Challis was arranging for Whiteman or Furta Greffe. They were both very involved, could have been either of them, but they really had a sound, that band, from that time, quite a quasi-symphonic sound, complete with all sorts of interesting syncopated effects, of course, with the requisite solos there. But no Bix on that recording. Mr. A, not Mr. A, Mr. C, Mr. Crosby, got a Guernsey, and it's early Crosby. That's before his voice dropped an octave after smoking a pipe for so long. Now, what we'll do is have a listen to something ancient. I was going through the pile, riffing through the pile, and I struck upon a Columbia graphophone record. Now, the last date on the patent on this is 1907, so I presume this record would date from just around about that time, maybe just a little later. And anyhow, but what intrigued me is a Tango Maxix, M-A-X-I-X-E, Maxi something? I don't know. It's a dance form that's unknown to me, and it just looks intriguing. I haven't even sampled it. But it's Prince's concert band, and this recording goes way, way back. Let's hear music from another era. The record, which I could reliably say would be over 110 years old, and the music of Mr. Prince, Prince's Concert Band, and a Tango Maxix, and a track called A Good Fellow, is the name of it. So, yeah, interesting to hear a tango played by a brass band. The needle wasn't quite fitting the groove on that record. I would like to hear the other side, though. I'm going to lean over and do a flip. I'm not sure what is on the other side. We'll find out. Leaning over, bring it up to the microphone. It's called Tangoette. La Tangoette is written in French as well. And it says under here, Columbia Graphophone Company, because the gramophone company had the patent on the name. So everyone else had to call their product something different. Columbia called their machines graphophones, or their discs gramophone records. And they had zonophones, of course. And they had... just about everything. Pathophones. Anyhow, we'll have a listen now to Tangoette. Another Tango Maxix. M-A-X-I-X-E. It must be a genre. It must have some significance. And but these early Columbias are interesting. And I had no idea this record was here. So, can I frisbee it on? I think so. Let's have a listen. vk3sl. Testing. There we go. Another ancient recording from the early days of the century, Columbia 78, entitled Tangoette, and it was a Tango Maxix with Prince's Concert Band. But
those early acoustics, they're so much better than the later ones.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
There's just a body to them, and just sharpness and a presence.
Yes, I agree. I think they always come up well. And they're, I mean, I think that was recorded in much earlier times. Maybe they just sort of got tired and couldn't be bothered and just thought that everyone's playing them on sort of crap gramophones and they just didn't bother. I don't know.
It must have been. Maybe at the start they were really excited about it and they thought, oh, well, people buy any crap.
Mm.
And, look, it just sounds... It'd be great to hear a pristine one of those graphophone records.
Yes, it would. It would. You don't see them very often, and I'll keep an eye out because they'd probably come up very nicely. They have a very wide stylus profile as well, so you've got to get the right needle fit, and then they sound a lot better. That one, the needle was riding on the bottom of the groove, you could tell.
A bit like Pathés.
Yes, that's right. You've got to get the right fit, and then they improve even more. But they knew what to record and how to record, and they would have been interesting to observe one of those sessions. But they evidently all crowded around the horn.
It's interesting. You look at the photographs of the old sessions in the band room. They've got massive horns.
Yeah.
Then later on, they got like little 2-inch horns.
Interesting,
isn't
it?
Like treble, they didn't seem to care about bass.
Yes, I think
that's incredible.
Yeah, that in itself is an interesting aspect to things. So they changed the whole approach.
Maybe they just realised that because no one was going to hear it anyway, it wasn't worth worrying about it.
Yeah, could well be the case. But you do see that in the early photographs, they had these enormous... You could walk into them. They were so big. They were like big theatre horns. Huge things. And then it would sort of... the artist, vocalist would be almost inside it. And then later on, they opted for often for multi-horn systems as well later on, which would have their own problems.
Well, they'd have problems with reflections and things.
Yes.
Like multi-miking. If you don't do it properly, it's worse.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if electric recording and radio hadn't come in, by now I'd be hearing a tinny thing and even hardly understand. It would have progressed to almost nothing.
Well,
that's right, if that trend had continued.
Yeah, almost as bad as listening on an iPhone, isn't it?
Well, that's right. Although some phones don't have bad speakers.
Well, it's pretty remarkable when you consider the size of the speaker in your average phone, that they do pack a punch, don't they?
Well, they do, yeah. They don't sound tinny as such.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting. They seem to have, like if there wasn't competition, they had nothing to improve. There's no need to improve. And it was only when wireless came and they could actually play things that were soft and
yes.
like operas and stuff, just to get mic and turn the volume up if it was soft, that they decided they had to do something.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, that was the game changer, the Amplion. And the invention of wireless, but look, it is interesting how competition sort of sets things up. But of course, they were doing really interesting things early days, and I think a lot of it was the oil damp. That they had really good dampening of the diaphragms as well. So they had sort of systems in place which could capture sounds really well.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly was. It's interesting how look. Some of the modern ones are okay, but they lack that. There is crossover distortion. You can hear that, but I don't mind that. It sounds like an old Mitters, It's sort of, but there's body and there's a
bit of Class B. Yeah, that's right.
Probably the purists want to get rid of the distortion because some of the later ones are really clean, but there's just no bandwidth and no excitement.
That's right. Yeah, they're very bandwidth restricted, and maybe they're trying to pack on more grooves onto the disc, make them last for longer.
Yeah, could have been.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose people get what they're accustomed to.
Yep.
But so back to winter number 2, I think.
I think we are. Yes, back to the season. It's freezing in here, and yes, you did well during the week. Some nice Techmoan episodes there, and a few others. I didn't recognise all of them, but the guy with the synthesizer was fascinating.
Oh, look, his website. There's the Museum's Not Obsolete and Look Mum No Computer.
Yeah.
I'm inspired by that guy.
Ah.
He builds stuff and he plays around.
Okay.
And the interesting thing is he and Techmoan communicate together.
Oh, do they?
And he mentions Techmoan in some of his videos.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did hear him mention Techmoan, yeah.
And the thing is, you got Techmoan, Mr. Cut and Dry and Straight and,
yes.
Mr. Average. And you got this young punk.
Yeah.
With a funny haircut and talking all funny. And it's like, but it's just amazing. I don't know how he gets the energy to build all that stuff, modify it, get an old telephone exchange and make it play drum machine. Absolutely incredible.
It is. It's repurposing things in a really creative way.
Sounded amazing.
So he's the dude who's got the big collection of things.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Because I haven't really fully explored his site.
I only started to explore it fully. I thought, that's interesting, but it's one of my favourite sites now.
Okay.
He's like an Aussie 50, but on steroids.
Yeah.
And knows what he's doing, and he's got a purpose, and he's sort of and he's young, like he must only be 20s or something.
Right.
And and he's a bit like Techman. He doesn't quite understand it, but he'll play around with it and explain what he thinks about it, and he's quite happy to people to correct him on comments and stuff.
Yep.
But he got a whole nostalgia telephone exchange.
Yeah, incredible.
I mean, and wired it up to play music.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
who would
fantastic.
do that?
Yes, that's right. They're very, very creative.
I enjoyed the bloke with the 500 mini disc players as well.
Oh, yes.
That's Mr. Mr. Techmo.
That's Techmo, yeah.
But it's but he's got 1,000 oscillator drone, and he's trying to make a 10,000 oscillator one.
Right.
And
as you do. Yeah, that's great. All right, well, we'll have to stand by and hear some more episodes. I've checked out that one you sent me, but so there's a vast archive, is there?
A vast archive of stuff you wouldn't
Right.
believe. I don't know how the guy had time to sleep.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I don't know how you do, just coming in, loading up the computer with MP3, starting the emitters and going away and coming back 2 hours later is enough. I don't know how you actually sit in a room and listen to it all.
Oh, it's all right.
15 days a week.
Yeah, well, there's nothing much else at this time, and it was a bit of a sanity measure, and I do enjoy the conversations as well. So, yeah, there's a social dynamic as well.
There is, and you're brighter now not having to have done it for 5 days or 4 days. So,
that's right. Yeah.
I think if you're actually presenting, you can't do it every day, really.
Oh, look, I think you start to get a little bit stale, and trying to interpret a space like this has its limitations. So I can't remember what I've used, what I haven't used, and it's just sort of getting a bit chaotic. But I think it's easier to do it in a slightly offset way, just a few days a week maybe. So we'll and have a few guests along the way. So
look, I'm just experimenting. Would it be feasible to run the service basically on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Is it feasible? Would he get sick of it? Would people complain? Basically that's what for further developments later on.
Yeah.
Just getting the feel of it.
Yes.
And look, I don't know whether people like Techmo stuff, whether they prefer just music. I have no idea. But I suppose it doesn't matter because I don't get any feedback anyhow.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think a mixture's the best.
I think a bit of a mixture, and I don't know if you could sort of have it in some sort of random thing so you didn't have to be too hands-on. But I think Techmo and stuff, I think the selections you chose were really good, and they, I was listening while doing other things, and I always found it interesting.
Yeah, look, you don't really need he talked so much.
Yeah.
The visuals aren't that important.
No, not at all. No, don't need them.
Certainly got a lot out of it.
Yeah. No, I think they hold up really, really well. And I know that Techman puts a huge amount of trouble into his video production and so on, but I don't think you really need it. He's got very good audio, and he speaks well. He's very articulate, and they're well edited. So he's always got a story to tell. Well, the good thing about these guys is they're not, as you say, they're not sort of know-it-alls. They're sort of...
That's right, yeah.
They're coming in with an open mind.
Yeah, they've got interested in stuff and want to see how it works.
Yeah, exactly, and that's all it is. And I think the average person probably can relate to that.
I think they do more to some nerd who's just talking stuff they can't understand.
Yeah, speaking a language which is just completely... Or if there's a sense of, one-upmanship or anything like that. But, it's good stuff.
Look... once I get I'll tell you what, this downloading directly via it has made all the difference.
Yeah.
Of course, I can have spot check a Techmo or something else and think, that's not bad. Download it, then I just put it into Audacity, just chop the ends off where the publicity and crap is.
Yes.
And it takes about 3 minutes.
That's great.
And stick it in the file in the batch. And I can once I have enough, I can just have them on repeat.
Yeah.
So people hear them again. It doesn't matter. But
that's really good.
That would make the difference. And it is and it works so well, that system. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's really good to hear. I'm pleased it's robust because I know you were testing it out, the new VLC patch. So, yeah, look, that's good to hear. So it only takes a few minutes to download something?
Yeah, what you do, you copy the URL
Yep.
into Network Stream.
Yes.
You hit play,
Mm-hmm.
and VLC's playing it. While you play it, you go to Tools. You click. What do you click? You click Network Stream again, I think.
Okay.
Or something.
Yes.
And then it has got not the YouTube URL, but the Network Stream coming down.
Right.
So then you copy that.
Yes.
You close that VLC, open another one,
Yep.
put in Network Stream, the new thing you've got.
Yes.
Then instead of clicking play, you click the arrow, go down to convert,
Yep.
hit convert,
Mm.
MP3, and store the file where you want to.
Okay.
And it'll store like a half hour. It depends on your network speed. Maybe a half hour thing takes 2 minutes to download or something.
Right, okay.
A song or something takes a few seconds.
Yes.
And it's as simple as that.
Oh, that's all good. Now, once you get into a rhythm with these things, they work well. But I'm pleased that there's a simple solution. That's the best thing, because it hasn't been all that easy.
It hasn't, and all the ones that have tried to automate it, so just copy the URL and done it all automated, they're all buggy.
Yeah, they're buggy or they've been
They
shut
get some
down.
things and some things don't work.
Yep.
And you get ads and all this crap.
I know. I've experienced that before. I used to have a number of programs I tried to do that, and they'd always end up being not functional for one or another reason.
Yeah, and VLC's open source, and
it is.
I haven't had any problems with it. And it's look, the best things are often free.
Yes, indeed they are. No, VLC has certainly got a very strong following. It's well used. So that's most excellent indeed. Just download the patch and then you're in business. Yeah, good one. All right. Well, we'll continue with a bit of Muzak here. I've got some 50s hits and...
Gee, we're moving up in time.
Yes, I know. Yes, we've jumped a few decades now. Now, Frank, I don't know if there's a hits or not. I really don't know anything about these records. Here we go. There's a Johnny Ray, Walking My Baby Back Home. I don't know if I played these or not. Okay.
That was a bit of a minor hit for him.
Was it? Okay. Well, we'll give it a spin. And that's a Columbia. And it's with the Buddy Cole Quartet. I may have played some of these. To be honest, I haven't cleared the room or made any... I've forgotten the system that I had of cycling things and then storing them. And so it's quite possible that I'm playing stuff that I played before. But we'll go with the flow and we'll have a listen to Johnny Ray and slap it on. Needle in. I have to just get this initiated. I think we're right to go. And here we have it, vk3sl testing.
Went out, gee, but it's great after staying out late, walking my baby back home. Arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. We go along harmonizing a song, or I'm reciting a poem. The owls go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile and cuddles her cheek to my chest. We start into pet, and that's when I get her powder all over my vest. Just when I try to straighten my tie, she wants to borrow my comb. One kiss and then we continue again, walking my baby back home. Well, gee, but it's great after staying out late, walking my baby back home. Well, arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby home. Well, we go along, singing a song, I'm reciting a poem. Well, the owls go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile and cuddles her cheek to my chest. Well, we start into pet, and that's when I get for powder all over my vest. And just when I try to straighten my tie, she wants to borrow my comb. One kiss and then we do it again, walking my baby back home.
I think it might be a jazz standard, that song. Is it, Frank?
Oh, yeah. It's an old standard, all right.
Yes, it certainly is. He does a
Back
creditable
in the
job.
20s, I think.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it goes way back. Yeah. Anyhow, Johnny Ray, hey, he did a pretty good job of that, I thought.
He did.
Yeah, excuse the crap on the record.
Better than hearing him cry, I think.
Yes, I have to agree. Hearing him wail doesn't really do it for me.
No.
No. And, with the Buddy Cole Quartet. Oh, that wasn't...
I think they might be a bit of a jazz quartet.
I reckon they might be too. Yeah, had a nice vibe to it, that record. Well, sifting through the pile, I've got the record with the longest title. I think it's the longest title ever for a record. Now, I'll see if you might know it. 21 words in the title. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, there's one I know called "How Can You Believe Me When I Said I Said I Loved You When You Know I've Been a Liar All My Life."
Spot on. Well done. You get the cake. That is absolutely correct. You've done well. And there we go. There's a gong. If I got a gong, here we have it. Here's the gong. I'm going to give you
Thank you.
the big A, and that's fantastic effort. We'll have to hear it now. It's another very scratch
Good
record.
song. It's a funny song.
Yeah, it's with Mr. Astaire and with Jane Powell from 1950 Mumble.
Good
vk3sl.
lyric.
How could you believe me when I said I love you when you know I've been a liar all my life?
You've had that reputation since you was a youth.
You must have been insane to think I'd tell you the truth.
How could I believe you when you said we'd marry?
Why, you know I'd rather hang than have a wife. I know I said I'd make you mine.
Now wouldn't you know that I would go for that old line?
How could you believe me when I said I love you when you know I've been a liar?
You sure have been a liar.
A double-crossing liar.
A double-crossing liar.
I'm a doggone cheating liar.
You said you would love me long. And never would do me wrong.
Stop bending the suit.
Faithful you'd always be.
Me? Why, baby, you must be loony to trust a lower than low two-timer like me.
You said I'd have everything.
Get hard.
A beautiful diamond ring. A bungalow by the sea.
A bungalow, yes. You're really naive to ever believe a full of baloney phony like me.
Well, I sure must have lost my head.
You ain't lost nothing you never had.
What about the time you went to Indiana?
I was lying. I was down in Alabama.
You said you had some business you had to complete.
What I was doing, I would be a cat to repeat.
What about the evenings you was with your mother?
I was romping with another honey lamb.
To think you swore our love was real.
Baby, leave us, not forget that I'm a heel.
How could I believe you when you said you loved me?
Why, you know, I've been a liar.
A good-for-nothing liar.
I'm a good-for-nothing liar.
This is the last time I'll ever go to a party with you.
Will you put that in writing?
Oh, you're always making cracks.
Like what?
Well, you always humiliate me. Didn't your mother never teach you no manners?
I never had no mother. We was too poor.
Hey, what's the matter with you lately? You used to tell me you loved me. You used to treat me like a high-class thing. Well, usen't you?
So are you.
Ah, there, so you admit it.
I ain't admit nothing.
I'll give you one more chance. Do you love me or don't you?
No, I don't.
Quit stalling around. I want a direct answer.
You know you've been a liar.
I know I've been a liar.
A double-crossing liar.
A double-crossing liar.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, that was Fred Astaire and Jane Powell from 1950 Mumble. I can't remember what show
Very
it's
early
from.
50s.
Yeah.
Might even have been before 50.
Okay, well, it's interesting hearing Fred Astaire in that sort of...
I can't remember that.
Yeah, but well done. That was a monumental effort there, recognising the tune. And so you get the Spicks and Specks Award now.
Okay.
And what we'll do is have a listen to another. Now, I'm not sure if this next record I've played, probably have, because it's sitting near the top of the pile, but I always will look for another opportunity to listen to the music of Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, yes.
And this is her take with Gordon Jenkins in Co. And I've got to wash that man right out of my hair.
I've never heard her sing this.
Okay, vk3sl, testing.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his way. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms and send him on his way. Don't try to patch it up, tear it up, tear it up. Wash him out, dry him out, push him out, fly him out, cancel him and let him go. Yes, sister, I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his way. If the man don't understand you, if you fly on separate beams, waste no time, make a change, ride that man right off your range, rub him out of the roll call and drum him out of your dreams. If you laugh at different comics, if you root for different teams, waste no time, weep no more, show him what the door is for, rub him out of the roll call and drum him out of your dreams. Oh no, oh no, I'm gonna rub, wash, wave, rub the man right out of my hair. I'm gonna rub, wash, wave, rub the man right out of my hair. Don't try to patch it up, tear it up, tear it up. Wash him out, dry him out, push him out, fly him out, cancel him and let him go. Yes, sister, I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his way. And send him on his way. I'm gonna send him on his way.
Oh, Ella. I love Ella Fitzgerald. She's got such a beautiful way, doesn't she? A freshness.
Just brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. She sings that well, doesn't she? It's not the easiest song to sing.
No, it's not. She makes what could be monotonous into something special.
Yeah, she does. She puts a stamp on it. Yeah.
I've only ever heard the original of that. It was in South Pacific.
Yeah, that's right. It comes from South Pacific.
Mitzi Gaynor.
Ah, okay.
Mary Martin, sorry.
Mary Martin, was it?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Sure. Great. Yay, that's a great record. Oh, look, I wonder if I can just... People won't mind if we play the other side again. We did definitely play the other side because it's one of Beatrice's favourites. And I pulled this out of the shelf for her the other day when it was her birthday. And this is also from South Pacific. And, yeah. We'll have a listen to Happy Talk.
Yeah, I've heard her sing this.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's such a great record. We'll have to listen to it. Ella Fitzgerald, vk3sl, testing. Hey, and I've got to switch the right thing in. Here we go.
Happy talk, keep talking happy talk. Talk about things you'd like to do. You gotta have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna have a dream come true? Talk about a moon floating in the sky, looking like a lily on a lake. Talk about a bird learning how to fly, making all the music he can make. Happy talk, keep talking happy talk. Talk about things you'd like to do. You gotta have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna have a dream come true? Talk about a boy saying to a girl, golly baby, I'm a lucky cuss. Talk about the girl saying to the boy, you and me is lucky to be us. Happy talk, keep talking happy talk. Talk about things you'd like to do. You gotta have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna have a dream come true? If you don't talk happy and you never have a dream, then you'll never have a dream come true.
Ella Fitzgerald and inimitable presentation of Happy Talk from South Pacific. There we go. I've played that record twice now. I can put it back. But it's such a great record. And we're sampling 78's Live to Air. That's the name of the game here. Certainly nothing about entertainment, but these are tone tests with... Oh, look, I heard a good definition today. Now, here we go. See if I can find a reference to it. We did a module on Chinese music today, and apparently in China, well, traditionally, music was not meant to entertain, but to purify one's thoughts. That's what music was all about. That's what it did. So I think we can jump on that bandwagon and say
Another
this.
thing that the missions are doing.
Well, this is it. So, yes, and music was to calm the passions and dispel...
for lockdown.
Unrest, that's right. And rather than as a form of amusement, certainly nothing to do with amusement or entertainment, but as a purifying force. So there we go. That's my disclaimer. We'll stick with that.
Certainly that's part of the motivation for religious music in just about all areas, I think.
I think you're right. Definitely is. And I'm sure Mr. JSB had very much that in mind.
Very close to his heart.
Yes, definitely. Now we have another 78, Lauren Becker. Lauren Becker. Does this ring a bell?
No.
Okay, Lauren Becker with Enoch Light and the orchestra.
I've heard of Enoch Light.
Yeah, so it's sort of 50s fare. It's on a HMV, I think. And I've queued it up. It sort of sounded a bit sprightly, but it's a track that might be known to some same old Saturday night. So we'll cue it up.
Frank Sinatra sang it.
I think he did, that's right. The song sounds familiar, but we'll hear Mr. Becker take it on board. Hey, what's happening here? For some reason it's not initiating. Here it is. It's ready to go. vk3sl.
To see a movie show, found myself an empty row, thought the show was just alright, same old Saturday night. Then I made the usual stop. Coffee at the coffee shop. Friendly face nowhere in sight. Same old Saturday night. I really thought the papers I bought would help me forget you for a while. Believe me, honey, the funnies weren't funny. They didn't even make me smile. How I wish you'd lift the phone. Fun is fun, but not alone. Till you let me hold you tight. Same old Saturday night. I really thought the papers I bought would help me forget you for a while. Believe me, honey, the funnies weren't funny. They didn't even make me smile. How I wish you'd lift the phone. Fun is fun, but not alone. Till you let me hold you tight. Same old Saturday night. Without you, it's the same old Saturday night.
Yeah, sprightly rendition of a bit of a warhorse with Lauren Becker with Enoch Light and the band. And we're just getting sorted here. vk3sl testing, and we're... another record. This is one I've been looking for a long time, and I knew I had it in the collection here. It's a bit rare, and unfortunately it's been damaged, and I'm a bit upset about it. Hopefully we'll find a better copy somewhere. But it's a recording of Ward Leopold from 1950 Mumble, and as we know, he did the Here's Whoey series. Now that's well known, but he made a few other records as well, including this one called Bassface the Ace of Space. It's really remarkable, and it's whip-crack dialogue. It's very fast, but it's got a big chip out of it since I last saw this record, and which is a real pity. So I'll have to cut in a bit. So we'll do the best we can, but you'll miss the first little bit. It's a sort of a delamination on one side only. It's a two-sided 10-inch record, so I'll play both sides and flip the record in between. The other side should start okay, but we'll just have to accept that there's a gap here. So I think that's right to go. I'm just having to. I'm not used to this initiation process again. It's quite convoluted. Wait a minute. I think we're right. Yes. Ward Leopold and Company, Bassface the Ace of Space.
What's that again?
Newspaper man. Look, you're a spaceman. I'm a newspaper man. Get it?
Oh, you ain't made a newspaper?
That's a matter for discussion.
That's Miss Crumpet, my typist.
A type I get, but what is it?
Well...
We're wasting time, Miss Crumpet. I want you to take everything down.
Everything?
Everything. Don't miss a detail in this history-shattering moment of spaceman comes down to Earth.
Oh.
Fine. Now tell me, Bassface, did you arrive on Earth by simulating lunar-solar centrifuge, thereby disintegrating contraterrene matter, indicating ultracosmic weightlessness, supersonized by force field, so that your interplanet trajectory was space-driven across the thermostatic periphery?
The boss didn't say.
Boss, aren't you Bassface the space ace?
Yay.
Then tell us how you did arrive.
Oh, a kind of guided whistle and like that.
Missile.
Stop waving that spear around.
That's my stratosphere.
What do you hunt with it up there?
Stratus, I guess.
One half of the world doesn't know where the other half lives. Now, Bassface, before we go any further, Miss Crumpet is going to test your physical reactions to humans.
I am? With this captive balloon?
Come on, Miss Crumpet, in the cause of science. Take Bassface into the outer office and turn on the old SA.
Crumpet wants to get fresh, space lover. Slip out of that hot space helmet.
I can't get it off.
You must be so hot.
I ain't so hot.
You can say that again.
Folks behind that door for the first time, spaceman and Earthwoman are brought face to face. This experiment could easily free this Earth from the terror of space invasion. Why, Miss Crumpet, you look angry. What happened?
Nothing.
You took my spear.
He's strictly from space.
Bassface, for a space ace, you're not putting on a very good show. I'm beginning to think you're a figment of your boss's imagination.
I am? Boy, oh boy, I'm a figment?
Bassface, I've got news for you. We're going to take your spaceship and conquer Mars.
You mean that nice old lady where I get my coffee and donuts? Oh, no.
Mars is a planet overrun with giant canals.
Boy, oh boy. I'd like to conquer giant canals. Do they have one hump or two?
Canals.
Yeah, do they have one hump or two?
I'll take lemon.
We're wasting valuable light years. Miss Crumpet, where's my overnight bag?
If you mean the one with the drop earrings, she's at the Waldorf.
Not that one. Pack my bag. Now, Baseface, I want you to show us how you tear through the air at supersonic speed.
Oh, that. Well, the chief says I do like this. Oh, boy!
Take it easy, Baseface.
He's on the picture rail. Now the light shade.
Oh, boy! I'm a big one. Make way for the ace of spades. I'm coming through.
He's through.
Oh, I could have done it better with my spear. Oh.
Baseface, are you all right?
Looks like the ace of space has been trumped.
Baseface, the ace-space was even more unconscious than usual. It was hard to bring him to, so we brought him for. By this time, he was ready to talk.
Baseface, how do you feel?
I don't like this altitude.
Folks, this is your space reporter preparing a story to follow the scoop of spaceman on Earth. Stand by for an actuality report of the conquest of Mars. Remember, folks, at any precise time in the year 2000 AD, we may be invaded by spacemen. Who knows? And can we wait? Again, who knows? And what is more dreadful still, as Miss Crumpet says.
Who cares?
The conquest of Mars.
Your space reporter goes with Baseface, the space ace, on man's first planet-conquering expedition. Here he comes now, this terrifying spaceman whose powerful masculine appeal is summed up by my secretary, Miss Crumpet.
He's like nothing on Earth.
I don't like your altitude.
Baseface, those words across your spacesuit, Nux Vomica, what do they mean?
They mean nothing makes me sick.
I'm glad of that. We have a big task in front of us.
Boy, oh boy, am I thirsty.
A task.
Yeah, and boy, oh boy, am I thirsty.
Baseface, when we conquer Mars, we shall return to Earth covered in glory.
What color?
This is no time for peccadillos. To the spaceship, Nux Vomica. Once inside the spaceship Nux Vomica, we paused in amazement for a second. We had a third. It was then Baseface, the space ace, revealed his secret knowledge of interplanet navigation.
How do we start this thing, Chief?
Nothing to it. Here it is on page 4 of the Upper Atom Weekly. Check gravity power gauge.
Check 0-1
Galligan fissionators.
Fissionators.
Miss Crumpet, strip the decks and stabilize the hot beam.
This has gone far enough.
This is purely for science, Miss Crumpet. What's the report, Baseface?
No good, Chief. Temperature is 0.
That's a hell of a way to boil an egg anyway. Throw it out and let's get underway. We're off.
Where are we now?
Down the crow's mate, you're right across me radiator, that's all.
Reverse.
We're in reverse.
I remember now, Chief. You pull this thing and say blast on. Needs a little oil.
The blast-off was a success. In 0.3 of a second, or less time than it takes to tell, we're at the 4 million light-mile space page. What was that?
Dog star, Chief.
We turn left here, the map says.
Put out your hand, Miss Crumpet.
Look at the neutral screen that's lit up.
Ah, a signal. Maybe the enemy.
Hello, Earthman, over.
Who's calling? Over.
You're over.
Spaceship Nux Vomica here. Where are we? Over.
If you can hear me, Earthman, you're terribly, terribly close, over.
Who are you? Over.
I'm an angel, over.
Heavens, reverse.
Look out there.
Mars by Jupiter.
And there's a man standing on it.
It's a giant canal. Where's my spear?
Stand by. We're going into land. Did that last million light years or nothing. Take it easy now. We'll invade this planet, man.
Is this a giant canal?
He's too small for a canal.
Must be a drip.
He'll be no trouble. He's a pygmy. Challenge him, Baseface. Get information.
Okay. Dig me, pygmy. Oh! He dogged me!
We are from Earth, pygmy. We have come to conquer all this planet.
Go away, you silly man. There's been no one on Mars for years.
He's a marzipan.
He's stalling. This is sabotage.
It is, huh? Hey, you! Sabotage! Quit stalling.
Why are you alone? Where are all the other marzipans?
I haven't been very well. I was hungry. I ate them.
A cannibal canal. I'll pin him with my spear.
Baseface is pinning to the ground.
That will hold him till we get back.
That hurts, eh, pygmy?
Only when I try to waltz.
Run up the flag, Baseface. Mars is conquered. To the spaceship and away. Nux Vomica. Baseface ran up the flag and fell heavily, puncturing his spacesuit. Despite these difficulties, we headed for Earth, but struck a fog and missed. We were lost, heading for disaster in the shape of a wandering planet. Suddenly, one loomed up ahead.
Look, there's another man.
Where are we, stranger?
Talk about mug drivers. You've only smashed me flaming tail light, that's all. I don't like your altitude. So you want to go on with it, eh?
What a triumphant welcome. Fresh from our triumph of the conquest of Mars, we're already planning the conquest of Venus, the Moon, the Sun. For nothing can stop the conquest of the universe by that intrepid super-conqueror, Baseface, the ace of space.
Hey, Chief, that guy took my spear.
There we have it, a rarity of Ward Leopold and Company from the early 1950s.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Interesting record.
It is.
I knew I had it here, and I found it in a bunch of records which were flood damaged. A long time ago in the second vault. A whole lot of records were damaged, and including that one. But I didn't throw that one out because I knew it was rare.
So, who's the woman? Does it say?
It doesn't say. It's Columbia, and it's got minimal information on it.
The Sydney actress, I'm not sure. Jamie might recognize it.
Yes, I think he would. Perhaps Jamie's got a better copy of it, but I have not seen it anywhere else. And yeah, it's quite it's very much in the Here's Whoey guys, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's fast talking, you know.
Yeah, it's right. We heard about Marzipan and the Carnival Canal.
Plenty of puns in there.
There's quite a few. Yeah, so clever stuff. There's another one. I might play it tonight of Ward Leopold from that same stash, which is in slightly better condition. So we'll save that one up.
Very good.
Yay. Anyhow, well, another one is a W&G 78, also flood damaged, and but this one I think hopefully will come up okay. It's Stan Stafford. I don't know if he's.
Yes, I know of Stan Stafford. He's from Victorian, I think.
Okay.
And I think he had a very severe physical disability.
Oh, really?
I think he was in a wheelchair.
Sure. All right. Okay, that's interesting. In this instance, he's singing a Harry Belafonte classic, and it's his take on Jamaica Farewell.
Yeah.
vk3sl.
K3JR.
Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Market you can hear ladies cry out as on their heads they bear. Hockey, rice, salt fish are nice, and the rum is fine every time of year. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Fun and laughter everywhere, and the dancing girls swaying to and fro. I must declare my heart is there, though I've been from Maine to Mexico. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica I made a stop. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town.
So Stan Stafford on a W&G 78 from probably the late 1950s, I think.
Could be it was a late recording, late 78 anyway.
Yes, indeed. When did Harry Belafonte make a hit out of that? Would have been after... would have been about 57.
In 57, I think.
Sure. Yeah. I always associate that song with him. It's interesting when you hear somebody else sing it. It's sort of, yeah. It
sounds quite right.
It doesn't sound quite right. He's got an unusual voice, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a sort of thin voice. Yeah.
Yes, it seems like it, and they've sort of used the reverb quite judiciously to give him
almost as though they've speeded it up a little bit.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It sounded like it was a little bit too fast.
I think it is. I've heard him sing. He used to have a program. He plays guitar as well.
Right.
And he used to accompany himself. He used to be on things like the Happy Gang and things like that.
Okay,
I think.
Sure. Oh, that's most interesting. I wonder what's on the other side. I'll just have a look. I don't know if it's him. Just hold it up. It's Stan Stafford, yeah, and he's singing "Click Go the Shears." Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we'll play it just for the fun. Have a listen. Yes, it's a W&G selected release, very late 78. I have to say this would be one of the very last generation 78.
I think so.
Yeah.
Certainly would have been out on 45.
Yeah,
I'd
say so. But we'll have a listen to good old Click Go the Shears and another example of Stan Stafford.
Down on the bone, the old shearer stands, grasping his shears in his thin bony hands. Fixed is his gaze on the bare-bellied Joe. Lordy, if he gets a wound, he make the ringer go. And click goes the shears, boys, click, click, click. Wide is his blow and his hands move quick. The ringer looks around, he's beaten by a blow. He curses the old snagger with the bare-bellied Joe. His cane-bottomed chair is the boss of the board with his eyes everywhere. Notes every fleece when it comes to the screen, paying strict attention when it's taken off clean. And click goes the shears, boys, click, click, click. Wide is his blow while his hands move so quick. The ringer looks around, he's beaten by a blow, and curses the old snagger with the bare-bellied Joe. Boy is there. He's waiting in demand with his blackened tar pots and his tarring hands. He sees one old sheep with the cut upon his back. This is what he's waiting for, so tarry here, Jack. And click goes the shears, boys, click, click, click. Wide is his blow while his hands they move so quick. The ringer looks around, he's beaten by a blow, and curses the old snagger with the bare-bellied Joe. While the shearing is over, we've all got our checks. Roll up your swipes, boys, we're off on the tracks. The first pub we come to, oh, there we'll have a spree. And everyone that comes along, let's have a drink with me. And click goes the shears, boys, click, click, click. Wide is his blow while his hands move quick. The ringer looks around, he's beaten by a blow, and curses the old snagger with the bare-bellied Joe.
What do you reckon? Do you think they've sped him up? I don't know.
He's certainly got a very unique voice.
Unusual voice.
Yeah, look, I don't think it is sped up. I think it's just his voice.
Yeah.
Now, look, it's an interesting artist. I've never heard of him before.
Yes, Mr. Stafford.
Early, mid-late 50s, maybe into the early 60s. He was around Melbourne.
Okay.
Look him up see if he's on the tube.
Yes, he may well be. There might be other recordings of him. Very unusual voice, and I quite enjoyed hearing that song sung in that range. Usually it's sort of sung by a husky, it's usually sort of a bit more of a masculine song, but yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, look, songs get typecast, as you're saying, Harry Belafonte singing all that stuff.
That's true.
And they have a completely different life if they're sung by somebody else, maybe a bit lighter or whatever.
That's right.
Or a different arrangement. Like, anything can become anything.
That's right.
You can play classical stuff as pop. You can play you can play punk and make it sound like Mozart. It's just,
yes.
It really makes the whole thing pointless, isn't it?
Well,
it depends how you write it.
Exactly. I think we just sort of become typecast into certain ways of experiencing things, and we're very keen as a species to put things into little boxes.
Sure.
And that's one of the great things about our times is that there's so much fusion of styles, so things can be reinvented and repurposed and assume a different life. But that was quite a discovery actually. I will be keen to find out more about him.
That's right. But Mr. Belafonte did have a very nice voice.
Very smooth voice.
Like Kamal too.
Yes, that's right. And of course, Mr. Belafonte's still with us in his mid-90s.
Is that right?
Yes,
He hasn't sunk in his banana boat yet.
No, that's right. Still singing Deo.
If you hear him talk, have you heard him talk?
Not lately, but
he seems to not be able to talk properly. It's almost a sort of a croak.
Oh, really? He's probably sung too many songs.
I think he has, one or two too many.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
He can only sing words.
Yeah, he's got the
Only sing words, that's it.
That's right.
And you've got to be Jamaican calypsos as well.
Yeah, that's it. That's his hallmark. He had a beautiful voice earlier.
Oh, wonderful voice. He had a huge album in the Mumble 60s, late 60s, where he did a concert at Carnegie Hall.
Oh, right.
I think it might be a double album.
Oh, very good. Oh, that would be most excellent.
When I was young, I used to hear him on the wireless. I'd just dream of tropical paradises with palm trees and maidens dancing with, flowers around the neck and stuff like that. Oh,
yes.
the lovely tropics.
Yes. They had flowers around the neck and that was all they had.
Yeah, that's all, nothing else.
Right, yeah.
Just the flowers. OCJC, got to see my Gigi. Yeah.
From the Fiji Isles.
That's right, yes. But I do remember it's probably here in one of these boxes of 45s, there was a track called The Fox. Saying,
Fox on the head. What Fox went to Corton.
That's it. Oh, we've got to do a look. We haven't done a look up today. That's what's missing. See, I've lost my mojo. We've got to look up a few things.
While you're doing that, I've got to go and order the pizza.
Okay. Yes. No worries. Well, we'll go.
Gone for a little while.
Okay. Yes, that's not a problem. Well, I'm here for a little bit longer tonight. I have to go out, but not until 7 o'clock. So, the Fox and Harry Belafonte. I have got the 45. I'm cheating doing this, but
Earl Ives did a good recording of that as well.
Oh, did he? Really?
He did it on the concert I went to.
Oh, really? Oh, we might follow on with a bit of Burl after this.
It's a great song.
Okay, well, we might get a double Fox, and we'll start off with Mr. Belafonte. And I think this is the one from 1954. Big hits, amazing. He's still going strong. Look him up on the big wick. And Harry Belafonte is still a force to be reckoned with. And let's have a listen. vk3sl.
The fox went out in a chase one night, prayed to the moon to give him light. He had many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. Many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh. He ran till he came to a great big pen where the ducks and the geese were kept therein. Said a couple of you gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. Couple of you gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Couple of you gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh. He grabbed the gray goose by the neck, throwed a duck across his back. He didn't mind with the quack, 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 and the legs all dangling down, oh, down, oh, down, oh. Didn't mind with the quack, 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 and the legs all dangling down. Didn't mind with the quack, 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 and the legs all dangling down, oh. Old Mother Flipper-Flopper jumped out of bed. Out of the window she cocked her head, crying, John, John, Grey Goose is gone and the fox is on the town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh, John, John, the Grey Goose is gone and the fox is on the town. Oh, town, oh, John, John, the Grey Goose is gone and the fox is on the town. Oh. Well, the foxy came to his own den. There were the little ones, 8, 9, 10, said, Daddy, better go back again, 'cause it must be a mighty fine town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. Daddy, better go back again, 'cause it must be a mighty fine town, oh, town, oh. Daddy, better go back again, 'cause it must be a mighty fine town, oh. Well, the fox and his wife, without any strife, cut up the goose with a carving knife. They never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones, oh, bones, oh, bones, oh. Never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones. Never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones. Never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones. Never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones.
Gee, what a delightful song.
Yeah, it's a beauty. Yes, with
I'm going to be banned today because it's not woke.
Oh.
Not woke, dragging the ducks, going quack,
Oh,
quack,
that's
quack
right.
on the legs, all hanging down.
Yes, that's right.
All animals killing each other. It's terrible.
Yeah, oh
They
dear.
just get food out of a can like we do.
Yes, full of calypso jive there. Oh, I'm sort of feeling in a calypso mood now. I've got the Burl Ives lined up. It won't be calypso, but we could hear a different version of the Fox. Maybe hear something calypso afterwards. I don't know. Let's have a listen to Burl Ives. Same song, same era.
The fox went out on a chilly night, prayed for the moon for to give him light, for he'd many a mile to go that night afore he reached the town, oh, the town, oh, the town, oh. He'd many a mile to go that night afore he reached the town, oh. He ran till he came to a great big pen where the ducks and the geese were put therein. A couple of you will grease my chin afore I leave this town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. A couple of you will grease my chin afore I leave this town, oh. He grabbed the gray goose by the neck, throwed a duck across his back. He didn't mind their quack, 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 and the legs all dangling down, oh, down, oh, down, oh. He didn't mind their quack, 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 and the legs all dangling down, oh. Then old Mother Flipper Flopper jumped out of bed. Out of the window she cocked her head, crying, John, John, the gray goose is gone, and the fox is on the town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. Crying, John, John, the gray goose is gone, and the fox is on the town, oh. Then Johnny went to the top of the hill, blowed his horn both loud and shrill. The fox, he said, I better flee with my kill, or they'll soon be on my trail, oh, trail, oh, trail, oh. Fox, he said, I better flee with my kill, or they'll soon be on my trail, oh. He ran till he came to his cozy den. There were the little ones, 8, 9, 10. They said, Daddy, better go back again, 'cause it must be a mighty fine town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. They said, Daddy, better go back again, 'cause it must be a mighty fine town, oh. Then the fox and his wife, without any strife, cut up the goose with a fork and knife. They never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones, oh, the bones, oh, the bones, oh. They never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones, oh.
Burl Ives.
Now that's how it was in the concert I went to. They were all just like that, just him and playing his guitar.
Oh, fabulous. Would have been very atmospheric.
Was good.
Yeah, he's got that storytelling way, doesn't he, when he sings.
He does. It sounds better like that than with a big orchestra.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That sort of song. I mean.
Yeah, I think so. Folk music really does need to be simple, I think, in its presentation.
It's a good example of, a totally different outcome of the song.
Yeah.
The calypso and that one.
Exactly.
They're both good, but one sort of, totally different and
totally different concept.
Brightens it up and it makes it that more serious, folky type thing. Yeah,
yeah, it was. Yeah, no,
I prefer the calypso, maybe.
Yeah.
But depends on the mood you're in, I guess.
It is. That's the thing. I mean, you can be in the mood for one thing 1 minute, the next minute you can be completely. Yeah, I think the important thing is not to be typecast into any particular way of experiencing music.
Calypso is a more attractive sort of music, really.
Yeah.
It's got more of a beat, and I think after a few calypso songs, going straight to that probably is a shock.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yes, I think there needs to be a a bit of a morphing effect. But what we could do is jump in and hear some Eartha Kitt, perhaps.
I love her. That's great.
Yeah, she's good. And I was
never have too much Eartha.
Oh, yeah. Here's a good track. This one is Eartha Kitt. We've got a Calypso one lined up, but I think before doing that, we'll have to hear this. This is it's off a TV special back in the 60s when she was the formidable Catwoman, and it's a track called I Want to Be Evil.
Because she sounded evil.
She certainly did. It's queuing, though.
The
It's
best
queuing.
kind of way.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? It's queuing up. It's cyclic redundancy. Are we there? I think we are. Here we have it.
I've posed for pictures with ivory soap. I've petted stray dogs and shied clit of dope. My smile is brilliant. My glance is tender. But I'm noted most for my unspoiled agenda. I've been made Miss Rheingold, though I never touch beer. And I'm the person to whom they say, you're sweet, my dear. The only etchings I've seen have been behind glass. And the closest I've been to a bar was at ballet class. Prim and proper, the girl who's never been kissed. But I'm tired of being pure and not chaste. Like something that seeks its level. I wanna go to the devil, I wanna be evil. I wanna spit tax, I wanna be evil and cheat at jacks. I wanna be wicked, I wanna tell lies. I wanna be mean and throw my ties. I want to wake up in the morning with that dark brown taste. I wanna see some dissipation in my face. I wanna be evil, I wanna be mad, but more than that, I wanna be bad. I wanna be evil and trump an ace, just to see my partner's face. I wanna be nasty, I wanna be cruel, I wanna be daring, I wanna shoot pool. And in the theater, I want to change my seat, just so I can step on everybody's feet. I want to be evil, I want to hurt flies, I want to sing songs like the guy who cries. I want to be hard, I want to drink booze, and whatever I've got, I am eager to lose. I want to be little evil me, just as mean and evil as I can be.
Oh, what a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, what a voice.
Yeah, and she's lying very provocatively on a stuffed tiger.
Oh my God.
She's seeing that in repose. Yes. Eartha Kitt, a very young Eartha Kitt on that, a TV special. I Want to Be Evil. Oh, she's great, isn't she?
She certainly is.
Yeah, it's just got so much spirit. Here's another one. Oh, a bit of an Eartha roll now. I wish. No, let's hear Erska. What's it called? Erska Dara. It's a Turkish tale.
I love this.
Yeah, a bit more Eartha to keep us on the wrong track.
Terrific.
Üsküdar'a giderken aldı da bir yağmur.
Üsküdar'a giderken aldı da bir yağmur. Katibimin satırızı uzun eteği çamur. Katibimin satırızı uzun eteği çamur. Katip uykudan uyanmış gözleri mahmur. Katip uykudan uyanmış gözleri mahmur. Katibimin ben katibin el karışır. Katibime satır palto ne güzel yaraşır.
Üsküdar is a little town in Turkey, and in the old days many women had male secretaries. Oh well, that's Turkey.
Üsküdar'a giderken bir mendil buldum. Üsküdar'a giderken bir mendil buldum. Mendelemen içine de lokum doldurdum. Mendelemen içine de lokum doldurdum.
They take a trip from Üsküdar in the rain, and on the way they fall in love. He's wearing a stiff collar and a full dress suit. She looks at him longingly through her veil and casually feeds him candy. Oh, those Turks.
Katibime ararken yanımda buldum. Katibime ararken andımda buldum. Katibenim ben katibin el karışır. Katibime köleli de gömlek ne güzel yaraşır. Katibime ararken yanımda buldum. Katibime ararken yanımda buldum. Katibimin ben katibin el karışır. Katibime köleli de gömlek ne güzel yaraşır. Katibime köleli de gömlek ne güzel yaraşır.
Skadara, and that was a Turkish tale from Earth Kit. And we're sampling a few of her lesser known tunes, and actually here we have an excerpt of her from the Batman series. Just a 3-minute snippet someone's put up, but I think it'll stand up pretty well, although she's in recline, again on a light, tight bodysuit, lying on another stuffed tiger.
One of her favourite positions.
Yes, I think she enjoyed that type of repose. But here she is in 1960 Mumble as Catwoman, vk3sl.
vk3sl.
Oh, wait a minute, we've got to let this initiate. Here we have it.
It's Catwoman!
I said ridiculous, nonsense, foolish prattle. How can Batgirl be the best anything when Catwoman is around? No best-dressed list is complete without the addition of the Queen of Criminals, the Princess of Plunder, yours untruly. Right, Manx and Angora?
Right.
In any comparison between Batgirl and myself, she runs a poor third. Ah, but I can, gentlemen, and I have. You ladies with your fancy hairdos, what do you know about beauty? After you suffer the effects of my hair-raising balm, you will never be able to raise your heads in public again. Then we'll see who's the fairest of them all.
No, not our hair, anything but that.
I'm pleased to say everything is going exactly as scheduled. Batgirl is the perfect mouse for my cat trap.
Well, you have to catch her first.
Oh, we'll catch her all right. And as soon as the troublesome trio is eliminated, we can steal the golden fleece.
The golden what?
The golden fleece. It is the single most valuable piece of clothing in creation. $1 million worth of 24-karat gold cloth, all woven into one gorgeous garment, belonging to Queen Bess of Belgravia. I managed to purloin this picture of it today at the couturier's luncheon when no one was looking. Oh, I glow. There is no open market for it. We sell it back to Queen Bess. It's a national Belgravian treasure. She's due to arrive here today for a series of private audiences in Gotham City. If she returns to Belgravia without it, her people will be up in arms. In other words, we are in the catbird seat. Manx, take a telegram. Minnie, ha-ha. If you'll all remain calm, no one will get hurt.
Just why are you doing this?
These are all one-of-a-kind clothes, Rudy. I intend to add them to my wardrobe. Let no one say that Catwoman is not the best-dressed woman in the world.
But she is attractive. You'll know more about that in a couple of years.
Your silver-tongued oratorio has convinced me, Batman. I hereby remit myself to your muscular custody. Now, would I do a thing like that? You cats slip back to the hideout. There's only one ingredient missing in this stew. Batgirl.
Look again, Catwoman.
Look! Catwoman's going into the model's dressing room.
Come on. If the dynamic drips react the way I expect them to react, they will not step into this most hallowed and forbidden no man's land. But Batgirl will.
Come out, wherever you are, Catwoman.
Right here. You want to take me cruising on an ocean liner to places I long to see? Well, with my champagne taste and your beer bottle pocket, don't forget to write me when you get there in your rowboat, when you've paddled across the sea without me. Do you see us dining on caviar and pheasant with descendants of royalty? Well, with my champagne taste and your beer bottle pocket, I'll be having pheasant while you're dining with the peasants, dunking donuts in a diner without me. You said you have ambition to make my dream come true. Well, brother, you just keep right on wishing, and all of my dreams will come true without you. Do you see me in a Jaguar with all the accessories, and one of those accessories is you? Well, with my champagne taste and your beer bottle pocket, take back your Jaguar, accessories, etc., and drive back into your dreamland without me. And if I wanted diamonds, you'd offer me breakfast at Tiffany's and luncheon at Cartier's you'd recommend. Well, with my champagne taste and your beer bottle pocket, you will have to work on something better than a zircon, because your diamonds are this girl's worst friend. You said you'd promise me anything to make my life a feast.
You didn't give me anything. Not even arpege, you beast. And it wouldn't surprise me if a lady like Godiva had someone like you to give her the stall. For with her champagne taste and your beer bottle pocket, when she couldn't get those dresses, she just let down all her tresses and forgot she was a lady after all. So if you want me to be a part of your permanent employ, before my champagne fizzles, come up with a real McCoy. Show me you can separate the man from the boy. Bring me a constant life of champagne taste and joy.
Eartha Kitt in all her glory there, and a sample of Batman little vignettes from the Batman series when she was Catwoman in Repose. Anyhow, there we go. Got that out of my system now. And
it was on YT, was it?
Yeah, it was. And there's quite a lot. There's a lot of dedications to Eartha Kitt online. Yeah, great force. And well, look, you know, it's getting to the top of the clock, and I've got to go. We've got another family birthday. It's just they just roll on this month. I think there's about 6 of them in my bigger family circle. So it's my sister's catch up tonight. So we've got to head out there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it should be good. Looking forward to it. So yeah, we'll be back and tonight later on, late night missions at 11:30, and we'll wind up the gramophone and get the ball rolling, and then if you want to pick 5 or so hits, and I'll
do 5.
Yeah, and I'll do 5, and we'll sort of roll with that, and then we'll finish up in the later part of the evening with some Chinese music, maybe just some of the exotic instruments.
Most excellent.
That should be good. Looking forward to it. All right, I might wind up with a recording of Joe Stafford.
I really like Joe Stafford.
Yeah, now
there's something honest about her.
Yes, sure. I agree. And this is a recording called Pretty Boy, and it's from our recent past band, our 50s past band, but this record is actually broken in half. And it's been stuck together on the back with masking tape. So this is very much I won't say a sacrificial play, but I don't think if it comes apart again, I don't think it can be joined up. So we'll see what I'm interested to hear what the...
A very good match half by half.
Well, it's right. It's been... I just sampled it a minute ago, and it seems to work, but I'm keen to hear what the noise reduction does with two cracks, effectively 2 cracks, because it's broken in half, and we'll see if this works. But we'll wind up with this tonight, or maybe I'll find something just to tie the ribbon at the very end. But we thank our dedicated contributors, and we'll look forward to late night session later on. So thank you, gentlemen. It's all good, and we'll just go with the where are we here? Here we are. We're set up, ready to zip.
JR saying good evening.
Yeah, and to you too, and enjoy your pizzas. And we'll say cheerio, vk3sl. Bye for now.
vk3jr. Good night.
Went down the road one morning, went down to see Aunt Janie. One pretty boy was waiting there for me. He said to me, well, baby, you want me for company? I said to him, well, maybe if you will marry me. Pretty boy, oh, pretty boy, oh, pretty boy, what will I gain? Pretty boy, oh, pretty boy, oh, pretty boy, give me your name. For me, to her I'll be a true one. Honey, don't be downhearted, you are kind of sweet.
Someday a young and handsome boy pretty bound to meet. Pretty girl, oh pretty girl, oh pretty girl. Don't be a fool, pretty girl, oh pretty girl, oh pretty girl. Go back to school.
Went down the road one morning, went down to see Aunt Janie. One pretty boy was waiting there for me. He said to me, well baby, come in and say how do. I said to him, well maybe, but I must marry you. Pretty boy, oh pretty boy, oh pretty boy. What will I gain? Pretty boy, oh pretty boy, oh pretty boy. Give me your name, pretty boy, oh pretty boy.
Shake up the party, shake up the party, Myra, go down to the bed. I tell you, Myra, go down to the bed. Won't you hear me, Myra, go down to the bed. For the big white ship pull in today. Myra, Myra, many boats in the harbor gonna go down south to make many $5 and shake up the party, shake up the party. Oh, Myra, Myra, many boats in the harbor gonna go down south to make many $5 and shake up the party, shake up the party. No time, see Myra today. No time, see Myra today. Oh, no time, see Myra today. Cause the big white ship, she sailed away. Myra, Myra, many boats in the harbor gonna go down south to make many $5 and shake up the party, shake up the party. Oh, Myra, Myra, many boats in the harbor gonna go down south to make many $5 and shake up the party, shake up the party. Oh, maybe she come back again. Are you upset, Tanya? Maybe she come back again. Maybe she come back again. Oh, lots of money from Salem.